There's something about a smaller screen that forces intention. When everything fits in one hand, it kind of makes you stop trying to do everything, and it makes you focus and hone in on one specific problem. That's my experience anyway when using the iPad mini, and it's one of the main reasons I actually like to use it, because I do focus on those problems, and when I'm on my MacBook I tend to sort of try and do a little bit of everything, which isn't what I'm always going for. But today we're going to talk about some of my favorite apps to use on the iPad mini, ones that I've repeatedly come back to and use frequently, so actually useful ones, rather than just ones that are kind of fun once in a while. Plus I've thrown in some beautiful apps that are very aesthetic that I just really enjoy to use for just simple, small tasks. So the first app has to be the one that gives me the most value, and that's Notion. You probably heard of Notion. It's like a really popular note-taking app, essentially, but there's just a whole range of different ways you can use it. There's thousands of templates and ways you can set it up differently, so you can kind of configure it to your workflow and how you work best. And I think the reason I do keep coming back to Notion is the way it works and the way I've got it set up. It just tunes so well with me as a person and just how my brain works. So the thing I'm using most of the time, other than like creating pages, I'm actually viewing this video ideas page that I've created. So I made my own template, and it just allows me to have this workflow where I can kind of see the projects I have, which stage I'm at, and which is most important, and like what the sponsors are paying. All the information and details that I need to actually maintain them are here. So I know that if I'm ever unsure about something, I can just go into here and immediately resume where I'm at. And you have enough space on the iPad mini to get most of the columns in frame. Obviously you can like scroll left and right, but the iPad mini is a nice form factor to travel with and bring around with me and still allow me to access all this stuff. Like, yes, you can access it on your phone, but it's really not a great experience. Like for my workflow, you can only see a single column and you have to keep swiping, and it's just not as efficient as viewing it on the iPad mini. Now, one of my only gripes with Notion is it doesn't actually work with the Apple Pencil, so there's no way of actually jotting down and scribbling in notes. You actually have to type them in. But it would be nice to just scribble in things or maybe draw and annotate things. That would be a great feature, so I don't really understand why they haven't implemented that, but yeah, that would be really handy. Now this thing genuinely changed how I use Notion, and that's the new AI agent. So there's this agent that is paid, and I'm just on the trial right now, but it can actually organize pages for you, prioritize daily to-do lists that I can jump in and see, and it will actually plan blocks throughout my day, and it puts it into Notion Calendar, which is actually my next app on the list. And this is really an extension of Notion more than like a standalone app, because you really need Notion to make this work. Otherwise it doesn't really connect and make sense. So the way I work often is I have my Notion up, and I also have my Notion Calendar on the iPad mini, and it is a small screen, but Notion Calendar actually doesn't have an iPad mini format or iPad format in general. It's just the iPhone vertical window. And I don't really mind that, because on iOS 26 you have the ability to resize windows and you can have multiple windows up. So often I'll have like my Notion on the left here, 2/3 of my screen, and then I'll have my Notion Calendar on the right, so I can sort of keep track of what I'm meant to be doing right now. But Notion Calendar is just really easy to put events into place, so I can just see there's a free spot throughout my day, click and hold with my finger and type in a title, and I can immediately block off that period of time and like remind myself that I have to do something later. And the fact that Notion integrates with all my other calendar apps is really nice, because it means even if I'm in like Apple calendars or whatever, I can still see all my events there. But there's also some really clean, informative widgets you can put on your home screen to keep tabs of like what you're meant to be doing throughout the day. So number 3 on the list is also one I tend to use alongside like other apps. So this is also technically an iPhone app, and it is like a vertical small window, but it's called Newcast. And this is the way that I find all my latest up-to-date podcasts. So I listen to like various channels, and it's kind of hard to keep up to date with podcasts unless I jump into Spotify and like search them up. So inside of here, I can add all the ones that I'm interested in, and I can actually see a schedule of podcasts that I want to listen to that I'm interested in from like the channels I like. And the great thing is you can even just play them straight inside this app. So it's a nice way of just listening to podcasts. I tend to listen to them while I am working. So if I'm maybe like writing up a script or I'm shooting some B-roll, I tend to just have a podcast in the background, because I like to learn things while I'm doing things, And keeping my brain active, it also keeps my attention span like in check, because sometimes when I'm doing b-roll I just kind of lose my train of thought or get distracted. But if I have a podcast on about a really interesting topic, like I'm learning and I'm shooting my content and doing my work. So I feel like it's the most productive and efficient way for me to work. Other people might be different, but that's how I do it. But if you're a podcast person, I feel like you're really going to appreciate that app. So yeah, Newcast. One thing people don't talk about enough with iPads is the screen glare and how much of an issue it really is. Because the screen is so glossy and reflective, in the wrong light, it's basically a mirror. And when you try to pick up the Apple Pencil and write on it, it just kind of feels off. Like there's no grip, there's no resistance, your pencil slides around. And my brain, anyway, never really feels like I'm writing on paper. It always just feels like I'm trying to write on like a glass window, which doesn't feel natural, especially with a hard tip pencil like the Apple Pencil. So if you want that feeling like actual pen on paper, check out Paperlike, today's video sponsor. So they make this matte texture screen protector that genuinely replicates paper. So it has real friction, real resistance while you're gliding your pen across. And it's the kind where your hand anchors, your lines get cleaner, and you stop thinking about the surface entirely. If you guys have ever purchased my wallpapers, you'll probably notice that they're hand-drawn. Maybe you don't, but I actually hand-draw them on this iPad in Procreate. And once I put a Paperlike on, my work just got cleaner. Not because it changed anything, but because the surface finally felt natural to write on. And because of that friction, it really helps with how fast or slow you actually draw your lines on here. And it can also help stabilize the angle of the pencil while you're writing so you can maintain that stroke. So the one I'm using is the Paperlike 3, and they redesigned the install method, so this uses a butterfly application system. It creates a sealed environment that captures dust and guides alignment in one simple motion. Something pretty interesting is the way this matte texture works is through nanodot technology. So there's thousands of microscopic dots across the screen that create that texture while keeping the display looking sharp and clear. So photos, videos, everything still looks great while viewing on this iPad, and unlike cheaper alternatives, it won't grind down your Apple Pencil tip over time. And they have this available for pretty much the entire iPad series. Depending on which size or model you have, they're likely going to have you covered. So I would definitely recommend checking the link down below. I'll have the best price down there. And you can have a look on their website and see if they make it for your iPad. Chances are they do. And honestly, it's been a game changer using this thing. So huge thanks to Paperlike for sponsoring today's video. So there's an app I actually just discovered in the last few days. I just last minute thought I'd mention it, but it is called Sofa. So it's not really to do with productivity, but it's to do with being efficient in your downtime. So say you have a couple hours for your day, there's some things you want to specifically do, like read a book, or you want to watch a movie, listen to a podcast, whatever you want to do, you can jump inside of here and organize all that stuff. So I've got a list here for apps that I want to check out. So there's some apps on here like Craft and Free Notes that I've heard are really good, and I want to try them out and integrate them into my workflow, but I need to set that aside for when I have some free time. And then I also have some books I want to read. There's some books I am actually already reading inside of here. The 10x rule is one. So I'm really trying to like 10x and grow my business, my personal brand. And yeah, it's quite difficult. You kind of hit like a hurdle. And this book's actually really helping me be more motivated and try and tackle some of those problems I've been having. So that's a good book. I'd recommend that. And then you can also add in things like games you want to play or like movies you want to watch. So Project Hail Mary is one that I do want to see. Just a really big fan of like space stuff. So yeah, it's a really simple app, but that's just something I'm trying out right now. And then up next is Freedom. So if you're ever distracted by like social media apps or maybe just even the Amazon app or whatever it is, if you get distracted and you tend to like veer away from what you have to do, this is a really nice app because it lets you schedule a session you want to start working and then you can focus in that session. So say I want to film some B-roll for 3 hours, I can put in 3-hour session. I can put in all the things I don't want to allow myself to do. So like go to Amazon, go into my social apps, whatever, get distracted, and it will lock those off. So I'm not able to do that until the session is over. And it also triggers like my do not disturb essentially. So it just blocks out all those things I don't want to see. And you can also add different devices too. So you can download this app on your phone, your laptop, and you can schedule it so it blocks all the distractions across all those devices. And there's also some like focus sounds in here, like coffee shops and environments. So if you're working in your office alone and you want some background noise, you can also do that. So this next one up is one I've been trying out again recently over the last week, but it's called Particle. And it's a news app that presents news tailored to you. So rather than just presenting, all the usual stuff we see, it can actually give you the things that you want to know about rather than like news companies feeding you stuff. So I've put in all my interests like space and technology, and it's a really clean app. I like how it has this tab bar on the left. You can kind of go in and see all the different like local news, and you can go and see all the media, like all the videos, images. So I can see like the images of the Artemis 2 mission, of the moon. Like it just works a bit more efficiently, I find, than other news apps. Plus it's completely free. So next up, like a really big app that integrates into my workflow is Claude. You've probably heard of Claude. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with Claude, with like it being able to do things on your computer, like manage files and folders, and there's co-work. There's a whole range of different things. I can't really dive into what Claude can do. But the main way I use it on the iPad mini is mainly just talking to it like a regular chatbot. Like I'm going in here, asking it to write things, like write scripts for my YouTube, and I'm giving it information, obviously like my personal opinion, and I'm trying to get it to tailor it to a specific style and format and things like that. And I tend to take that as a template, and then I will tweak the hell out of it. Like I'll go in and like customize it. It's also really good for generating like titles, really clickable, engaging titles, because it can be hard to think them up. So when you're served it through Claude, it really helps just like get the ball rolling. And I found Claude to be the best out of like all the chat models. It's the best for language and writing. So if that's something you do, then Claude is definitely something you should check out. Now, one I don't use too often, and it's only going to appeal to some people, is Procreate. So obviously it's geared towards creative people that are really good at drawing, but I use it, right, and I'm not amazing at drawing. I'm not like an artist or anything like that, but I actually create my own wallpapers inside of here. So it's a really simple app to actually get involved with. I think it does help if you have some knowledge of like Photoshop and layers and things like that, but you can easily go in and just create canvases, specific size, put a backdrop, put in some effects, and you can easily just draw and manipulate it and make your own artwork. I think it's amazing for creating your own wallpapers. There's a lot of pen tools and the ability to like add effects and gradient blurs. So that's what I do. And I found selling a digital product to be like really worthwhile, worth my time. I never really thought anyone would buy that stuff, but I think if you're actually creating something aesthetic that's beautiful that can enhance someone's device, people see value in that, and people are quite likely to buy that because you put time and effort into creating it. So, if you do want to purchase my wallpaper, I'll leave a link down below to my website. So one I just wanted to throw in here is Not Weather. So this is an amazing app. Like I absolutely love it. It's just a very aesthetic weather app, and they do have an iPad version. So this is full screen, beautiful aesthetic, monotone colors, and it's very bouncy and animated. So it's just a weather app that shows you the temperature, the weekly forecast, and it does it in this like beautiful layout. So you can actually move around the temperature, spin it, manipulate it, zoom in and out. And there's also different themes and skins you can apply to it. But if you want a fun weather app that's just a little bit more bouncy and aesthetic than the standard one, then this is something worth checking out. And the last app is Calmaria. So this is a breathing and meditation app, and I really like how aesthetic it is. The sounds are really nice and soothing. And if I want to just take a break and just clear my mind and just stop thinking about all the things I'm worrying about, then I can just breathe, give myself a few moments, and I can just restart, re-energize, and just log back in again without overthinking things. There's not really any like gamification or streaks or anything like that. Like it really simply is a place just to like think for a moment. And it's also very beautiful. You got some nice text and some animations and a little timer there. And yeah, that's just one of the ones I just wanted to throw in there because it's something that I use. So yeah, that's my 10 iPad mini apps that I frequently use on a daily basis. I still really do enjoy using this iPad mini. I still think it's one of my favorite devices, and I never intended it to be that way when I bought it. But even today, just out in a cafe, like my laptop died, and I pulled it out, read some of my book, took some notes, did some of my Notion stuff, and honestly, it was just really pleasant, and I was really productive on it. So thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end of this video. I really appreciate it. And this year I have big goals. Like I said, I'm reading that book 10x. I really want to hit 100k subscribers. Like it's been my dream for so long to have one of those 100k subscriber plaques. Like I even have a space right now on my wall to like hang it. Like I know I'm gonna get there, but I really want to get there soon because I've been putting in a lot of effort. So if you guys could subscribe and help support the channel, that would be amazing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video and my recommendations. And if you guys have any apps you'd recommend that maybe I haven't even heard of, leave them down below, because I'm always looking for great apps to enhance my productivity and just improve my workflow. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.